We are back for Ascent. We rise for the map here for Loud versus KRU. And what are we going to get? Are we going to get some crazy compositions, Van Silly? Do you think we might get some crazy or some default ones?
I mean, if it's on the side of Loud, usually they have been playing a lot of that default, and it may seem to be the case. But at least for the side of KRU, I mean, you go with what worked against MIBR. So going out with this double duelist, they have been very, very good, at least on the defensive side. That said, they're starting off in the attack. So I think you're looking at two different things here. For the side of Loud, playing like the default comp, you still have to try to expect how KRU could be playing their attack side, because there's actually no tape on how they're playing that double duelist on the aggression. So you're starting off on defense so that hopefully on the technically easier side of Ascent, you could pick up as many rounds as you can here, so that the preparation that you put into how KRU has been playing the defense could turn out into your favor here for the Brazilian squad.
Robbie's holding it. He's saying, wait, we're going to use the full agent countdown to strategize. That's a good leader right there. Never rush into anything, especially the third map, because this is going to be the one that matters for both teams. I think they're both only one win in their last three, so they'd love to get a run going here. Start early, not the easiest strength of schedules to return to as well. I think Lev NRG and 100 Thieves MIBR, these teams need to face coming up soon, so.
Yeah, and what better than a victory against, you know, one of your biggest rivals when it comes down to the head-to-head here to get that second one into your split. You've already seen throughout this whole series the amount of, hey, let's make sure that we have actually downed our opponents and empty our clips on them. So it definitely means a lot for them to try to get this victory, especially when they've traded out maps throughout this whole series. So Ascent to decide it all as we move in now to this third map of this series. We'll have to see again what you would try to do here for Loud. If you're seeing that KRU's playing this double duelist and you have this free escape from the side of Kesnet, do you want to force the hand on the defense yourself? And it may seem to be the case. Look at three of them already congregated towards middle.
Yeah. You see Luke Show on the right side of that as well, so they're looking to keep the spread. One shot, almost another one, but that's going to be just a roam out for Verdi there. Well, more peeks into mid. As Loud wants to take these fights as soon as they hear a few shots. This is getting really scary. Cowanzine down to 1 HP, and he gets shock dart out of the game. Just taunting fights everywhere that they can't help with teammates. And again, and again. That was a lot of actual 1v1s we just saw. The devs talking about it, and they're presented to KRU again.
I'm still intrigued, though. I'm still shaking my head on how we actually had Verdi walk down, not even activating the dash towards the A side.
Right.
Look at how they set up the defense. We talked about three players sticking up towards that middle. Crossfire set up towards Pizza. You have a knife to find early information towards Gelato. Even though it doesn't spot anybody, you still have a camera looking out towards B main. And if B main hasn't seen anybody pushing up on that side, you have to expect a slow hit towards middle, or maybe a late hit towards the A side, and it just gives his life away. So it opens up the defensive side. KRU's able to overtake that side, play inside as well. Cut rotates. Loud, unfortunately, decent game plan at the beginning, but just small mistakes in the choices to push forward the way that Verdi did.
Thinking that was a flash. You just see how fast Dante moves there, considering the util he might be seeing. This is what brings him the success in his gameplay. Is that there you go, dash activated to create an aggressive positioning. Kesnet can't do the same here as the team's about to gather and get into market. They're doing a little window shopping right now, but they may decide not to buy.
Chip damage as well with the classics.
Okay. Out of charges.
How does Robbie get value out of that one? Just back pedaling into lane. And finally, we stop the bleeding unless Cowanzine can pick up one more, and Dante is going to be the one moving down for that plant, getting closer to the Blade Storm.
It'd be nice to keep Dante alive, at least a kill, but you're right, the point would help. KRU has suffered a little too much on the rounds. They do have an advantage, and it costs them in that economy later in the game. This time they won't. 3 alive. That's going to feel good here as they move into the next round and see what kind of bonus they can get against Loud.
You can see how much damage they were able to do here with that stack this time towards that market. What happens when KRU actually walks into that spot? A deep trip to kick things off here on this side of Loud to get some early info on middle. So you would expect here a little bit more of aggression in the extremities within this round. Bonus round coming out from KRU, as you can see here at the bottom of your screen. Half shields, no outlaws being purchased on the defensive side for Loud either, so Verdi opting to go for the Vandal instead.
Revealing.
A little bit of a different dart. They went straight ahead with the last one, and still towards mid to see if that's going to be the first bit of pressure that they find. Oh, I love that. Right to the gate crash, he gets the cloudburst coming in from Dante so they can keep this moving, keep it flowing, but they don't know the crossfire. Once they get into B, everything looked good up until that point.
We've forgotten the whole of today to check logs.
Yes. Oh. Still up top. Oh, how do you, the defend, and why is everybody still standing in the middle of sight? Melzer just walks through the team with 3 Guardian shots, one after the other, and now it's down to a 2v2 somehow.
He just talked about it, how to stay calm in these scenarios, and he's able to turn it back into favor of KRU. Both of them stacked up on a high-low on the lane, and he's first contact on that side. Actually, they're looking to convert back into the market. Spotting one.
Enemy remaining.
They're gonna pick this one up. They're gonna pull it from behind and find a way to do it, aren't they? Pancada's healthy, knows this situation. Clears right with protection from the box, almost. But they're not lined up. It's not to be had by Pancada. KRU picks up that bonus round.
Doesn't matter here if you don't check logs when you have Melzer coming in with the Guardian. I mean, just look at his POV.
Ooh.
What can you do? I think at this point, you had a person trying to play out for the instant trade, but he just jiggles every single time and just got every single player isolated, as even Shah was still looking to fall back so he could stay alive for the flood retake with his other teammates, and those are just some sick shots coming up from Melzer. Now Smoke up on catwalk so that KRU could take control of middle. Dart coming into M1 from the top of middle. But with this focus that they have on middle, and Mazzino moving in with the team to try to clear out that util, this position right here from Verdi could be very deadly for potentially the mid round, because it definitely looks like from the positioning of everybody with the gate crash as well, that you may want to try to finish into a split towards A.
Yeah, a lot of the time. Okay, I was going to say we see Kesnet and Dante up here already. And they go right back for the same play. Hearing those low guns means they're going to stick together, trying to try to get these trades caught. Crosshair is broken, but the ping detects Dante. And now with the door shut, they get stalled out here. There's no welcome mat, and KRU's going to have to create another one for themselves as they take down Pancada. The red starts to lead the way. Whoa. A little bit of damage on that Chalk Dart. Can't get the right-click classic to come through. Shy clears 2. Verdi's looking to come from behind with a bit of timing here, but Kesnet already reading the clock, reading the round, and 4 for KRU now.
Yeah, in the end, for the pivot back towards that B site, it's just a simple, hey, I droned out from M1. I see nobody towards that spawn, nobody towards the market, so they potentially have to be stacked towards the A site. So KRU technically didn't have the best of reads, and the call to go towards that B site was still a death trap on that side because we had so many players from Loud over on that end. But thankfully, they have better weapons. It's an eco on the side of Loud.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
And the right clicks couldn't connect on the side of Robbie BK, just at the bottom of the lane. So 4 unanswered rounds. Big money in the bank now for KRU. Finally, a knock coming out on the defense for Loud, and they're trying to hold towards the middle, watching down that lane.
The one time KRU doesn't go there. They're right towards the spot that Verdi was playing. Here towards A, realizing where that economy could flow. Maybe they expect a long rifle to be aimed at them. They've been triple swinging mid almost every round, right? What a switch up. And now they have Loud kind of running back and forth to see what the best defense is.
And they have good positioning as they rotate into mid round. Now you block that lane over on that B side here for Verdi. You have the Silva playing towards back spawn, so he can actually go for jump spots and also drone at the minute mark. And yet still delays from KO Mollies, Paranoia to stall towards this A side. So I still like what I'm seeing from Loud within this round of how they're trying to readjust in the mid round.
Oh, hoping to get the ping right off the bat there. 1 tag, 2. Oh, he's going to get a bit of damage there as the hit starts to commence. Trying to just run out of smokes, use these pings, but KRU is still watching every entrance into the site. Still 2 members of Loud to get here. Robbie, 1 kill off an ult, but it's all going to be too much. They're not going to have enough room to use any of this or even get in for the kills. And KRU waiting this one out, cut the A strat and bring it right back in just a moment later.
Yeah, that's where it gets difficult here for Loud, despite having the good numbers to hold towards that A site. The amount of util that comes in for KRU by having this Yoru, in the hands of Kesnet on the attack side, the extra flashes, the clone. It's very difficult here for Loud to choose the right targets as KRU floods into the site. Now they're closing that gap too, going on the hunt. We talked about how the money's actually really good for KRU. 4 answer rounds on the attack side. So we're definitely going to try to eliminate these weapons.
Oh!
Hey, you pinged him at least, Robbie.
Yeah. Just plainly expecting him to be farther away since the distance traveled from the dart. But it was Dante that had the close play. Another kill for him. Jet knives already there as we see this retake. And then Dante has just been providing that break the crosshair entry just about every site.
No way he got those 2 kills fully blinded. That has got to be so annoying. Yeah,
He's
he's like, oh.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to send you an apology card after this. That shouldn't have happened. I'm just so sorry. Timeout now from Loud, as this is the biggest gap we've seen between these two teams in the series. Just start right off the bat, 5-0. So they've got to right the ship here.
Now you're looking at from the side of KRU how they've been really attacking around that map. I mean, it's a lot of almost like this double Senti style that G2 Fnatic kind of does. A lot of pressure towards middle in the very beginning and just trying to force these rotates across and going for final hits. I mean, they're definitely putting those darts in from the M1, the drones coming up on that side too into the market, and not too much happening towards the extremities. And that one single round, just so you mentioned here, Riv, that Verdi was actually looking down the op from Pizza. KRU doesn't do that anymore. So they've done great jobs in conditioning at that point. But I think you're going back into scenarios here where KRU will be trying to work towards the extremities. And they will definitely post up Verdi on the A side. I respect that because even if that happens and the hit splits into the B side, or sorry, towards tree later on, at least Verdi's position right here could cut the rotates and a retake towards the end towards A.
Melzer quickly smokes behind him as they get paranoid from B, expecting to get crunched right now. But now they have to kind of re-clear for themselves. So that's a dimensional drift early. They expected Loud to be very active around the map on this one with a bit of a low buy and maybe get in their face, but they will find out. It was just to slow things down, and now Kesnet has zerged himself right into the site. And there is Dante right behind him as well in the timing. Luke Show starts it off. Dante takes to the air with a Vandal to take down Luke Show as they start getting into the site.
Dude, Dante's using a Vandal like an Odin.
Yeah,
just running it down and emptying the clip so that the rest of the team can go in.
Even if he doesn't have updraft, he's still trying to just jump in these instances. Man needs a jungle gym to play on right now. 3 members of Loud, though, still left wanting some frags here. Will they be able to set it up or just protect Verdi for the most part until the end of this round?
Protect Verdi, try to cut those rotates out, preventing KRU from exiting the sites to really take down the biggest weapon into the round, and also not giving your positions away so that you could dodge a spike. So it starts off, at least the camera spots Kawadzine, but Kawadzine could still do some damage here. He has a stinger to work with.
Cook him. But now they just wait and all swing together. Good kill for the stinger, though. Get a point in. And Kesnet stays safe as well. So the op is still on the map, but it becomes a big priority. If Verdi's not finding these kills, it's not slowing KRU down. If they're able to find it, I'm sure they're either going to go at it hard or avoid it. It's just, it doesn't seem to be a win condition for Verdi in the squad right now.
It's just been very unlucky, again, just to continue on that story from Verdi.
Yeah.
The story from Verdi from that first map going into now, where he's trying to find some space, trying to find some value here for the team with the operator, with the Neon, just not finding the spots or getting instantly punished. Just not his day for today. Opting towards B this time around. Hunter Sphere on the defense, actually with a flash too, it does get a ping.
Splitting them, trying to now go over towards tiles, maybe towards mid to get one last hit there. And again, KRU are playing to the off side of the map where the op is not there for Loud. 3 members are though for Loud. So this could be a big one. Cowanzine playing his life a little bit there.
Take flight.
No molly to delay, no more flashes from Pancata, and no more util for the side of the attack at least, so a great stall in the end. That forces some players back, and you still have this forward line. I mean, the trip came across. You could see it being placed on the attack side now as you're lurking up here for Shy. But you still have a tight angle that's able to be held. And that's full B control on the side of Verdi, which is quite good. This allows these players on the A side to set up the crossfire.
Paranoia through tree. They have to tuck back left for that first kill. Kesnet winning the 1v1 out of main, and that's going to be incredibly big for the side of Loud. A quick TP out, very fast thinking by Pancata to get himself to safety here and be able to play with the team, but they need everything to go right on this round to get back in. The operator, is it going to be able to hit a shot here? Smoked out already, makes it tough. Verdi's going to join with the team from the low side as they all come from tree here.
Interesting.
One down. Pancata's already tagged up, and he's waiting for the push. That's never going to come from KRU. It's so tough for them to get back in. KRU's been choosing the opposite site, causing that operator to just fall into nothing for the side of Loud.
Yeah, retake was going to be impossible. Pretty much at that point after you forfeited the A site. Now Loud seems like they're running out of options here of how they could play the defense. You want to start off on your stronger side. The easier side technically since this map came out. But that is also the evolution of what you're currently seeing in different types of compositions from double duelists from KRU, double Senti for the side of G2, and Fnatic. Even Sentinels playing the double Senti from the past too with the Deadlock Cypher. Those were all ways to really try to counter out this default composition on the side. That's been the main comp for so many years that's being displayed by Loud so far. Not saying that it's a comp that doesn't work anymore, but that it's those scenarios. You're still within these scenarios for Loud, getting able to find some fights, but it's just not landing on your side either. KRU's been winning every single one of these duels.
And they're winning on the map control too, right? They got null command at the beginning of that from KO, still made the play work. Oh, Pancata goes down as they try to trade through the one-way, and it's still not going their way. That gate crash is going back towards the site. It looks like they might want to pop in once again once they get Dante here to updraft in and create a little chaos, but it's just Kesnet going in with a little bit more utility over the shoulder, and another miss from Verdi there as he goes to peek again. The flash here, he's going to be pushed off the line for just a moment, but no, Kesnet's not going to give it to him. He knows Verdi's tempted there.
Verdi at this point is just pissed. He's overextending his stay because he's like, I need to shoot a bullet out of my op. I cannot shoot a bullet out of my op. All my teammates are falling. I cannot shoot a bullet. And that's the thing, too, with how KRU is executing towards this these sites with the Yoru. The paranoia and also the TP allows Kesnet to get an instant space taking, for KRU inside the site. You add that with the jet dash. I mean, how do you hold that towards the end for the retake? Especially now on Loud side, playing the Cypher instead of a KJ. You don't have an opportunity to play lockdown for retakes for these big swing rounds when you have ults available on your side.
He gets the ult up with that round, but what can they do now? 8-0.
When it comes down to the prep going into playing against what KRU could have over here, like I said, there's not enough tape, unfortunately, of KRU playing this double duelist. You have to learn on the fly. And I think at this point, after 8 rounds and the amount of conditioning that they've been doing on the XX and the double duelists over on that site, you gotta have your Cypher there. Put that unbreakable trip towards A main, try to do some sort of info there. Place a trip to close that gap on the Euro TPing or the jet dashing. Trying to get some kills through the smoke from there.
Oh my gosh. Kesnet is vibing right now. In Loud need an answer here. You have Kesnet and now Dante, right? We were wondering if Kesnet still had that back to the Yoru. It's like riding a bike, as either one of them can go into a round getting the util or playing that solo hit, as we just saw Kesnet gate crash into the site and start taking things under control as the team followed in with a bit of that initiator utility. It's just, It's wild the amount of versatility that brings into the table for them. As like you said, they have the double duelist now to flex on.
Yeah.
And be confident in Dante too as a new player.
And now the unfortunate part though coming out of this timeout is even if you want to try to set up your Cypher over on the A site, this could be a whole different pivot where when that happened last time, Crew went for a whole different change of how they want to hit the site. That's one thing. Secondly, even if you set all of your util on the A site with your trips, there's still a dimensional drift from Kesnet that's going to be able to get all that information for your side. But out of this timeout, though, it goes back to the default.
Who's next?
Info trips being set up by the Cypher over towards B and mid, and it's going to be all avoided by this dimensional drift.
Loud playing a little bit more outside site, staying in spawn, but they now go for stairs. Luke Show plays his life to play the advantage in the end. Cowanzi now starts to go up with a few, gets a little too close for a hug from Melzer, and Mazzino start to get online.
Defender spawn.
There's one from Birdie as they start to clean up the round a bit. He dashes back to try and get there fast, but pauses.
Verdi's finally able to shoot an op bullet and gets a kill with it too. I was about to say at some point, Mixwell, get your tweet ready, but finally Loud might be able to salvage at least a round within this half.
He chases. Glass isn't broken, so this is going to be a tough one, but he wants to fight and stop Birdie for a moment. The continued extra step that Birdie takes there, dodges the bullet, gets this shot, and that's the kind of relief that Verdi needs with this operator for so many rounds in a row. It's not them saving this time, it's them taking the spike.
Yeah, and it's actually for two players on the side of Loud too. Not only on Verdi with the op, but Luke Show finally getting a little bit of action and getting value out of it too.
Could be, yep.
So finding the timing, pushing out of that smoke, getting that first kill right here, backstab onto Kesnet, and that allows the players, I think that was Robbie VK towards that back of that B site, to really stay alive, use util to support in case the push continues on the side of Crew. Beautiful hold towards the end. Beautiful shots as well from Kalanzine from the spawn. That allows Loud here to find their footing finally on the defensive side of Ascent.
Consider that damage Crew has done already from attack. Teams usually feeling a bit comfortable on defense. So let's see if Loud can set themselves up with 3 more rounds back to this A pressure.
Flash recon, Verdi, nice shot.
There's one. Cowanzine's there to assist, and this is what they've been looking for to stall out the A pressure from Crew.
That looks simple on the side of Crew, what they're trying to do. Get control of A main, you can drone in, get the Hunter's Fury into the site. Being good on how you're flooding with the Kesnet util too. But currently what Loud's doing here on the A side is just to disrespect the util, disrespect the smokes, and just fight back here against Crew and finding good timings.
Oh, that ping slowed down the clone play. Shy working the gate as they have a bit of an extended high-low there in different positions, but Loud looks like they'll be able to close down and clean this up. A little bit of life after the timeout means Loud will start to gain some ground.
Definitely Luke Show too. As you can see him on the screen. Beautiful hold towards that B site. Everything was pristine in terms of how Loud just bounced out of bounced from each other here on that swing towards the A site. Starting off with this.
Yeah.
Enemy.
Nicely done by Loud. Still playing a bit forward, right? You can't always consider, man, we're not hitting our shots, we're not doing things. We have to play in the back and play retake. No, they're still going ahead and trying to create their own protocols here. That one clicks, and they will get a timeout from Crew here, so Adam can stall that momentum from Loud.
Could be going back to, or maybe actually not back, but a little bit back into the pressure of the mid.
Yeah, triple swing it again.
Yeah.
It's really working for Crew as they were all just on the same line to shoot.
Thankfully, the economy's still quite good here for Crew because you've won 8 rounds in a row. Losing the last 2 is not going to break down the economy on your end, especially throughout the whole half. You didn't really need to focus into an operator to help out into slow plays in the beginning on the side of Crew. Being quite good and just staying as a group and going for full executions. But Loud, the win condition that they've been doing was not allowing Crew to really set up for these type of hits. They're trying that again. You see now Verdi walking down towards middle, looking at top mid. Smoke looks to be still thrown here for maybe in a front smoke towards A, maybe not even a one-way. Okay, it is a one-way with a knife still. Fortunately, no value being taken from the position from Verdi, and you're not even trying to walk out.
Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to bring the off back out. They lose Dante in the mix, though, as Cowanzine finds his mark. Delay everywhere at the extremities. You can see the molly being thrown down, thinking it might be A. All preventative measures from Loud right now. And Robbie pushed up with this crossfire to get the better of Crew with Cowanzine.
Left on an island, though. That's Loud fighting back.
What a great 1-2 punch from Loud. Verdi now looking at Melzer to be one of the last ones towards A main, moving into A lobby now. Get himself some gelato before heading out of this round. And yeah, out of the timeout from Crew, Loud still bite down and get that mid information, thinking Crew is going to try to attack the middle of the map again.
Yeah, I think we just started with a small overextension, though, from the side of Dante. I think he was trying to find that timing as Robbie's getting that drone out from tree, dashed forward, and just try to take him down. But as he dashed forward, there was actually still support on the side of tree. Cowanzine was there to help out. And where's that util on the side of Crew to get maximum value from Dante? Nothing was there because they were still fighting for mid control. So that slight overextension really allowed here for Loud to take full control of Catwalk, even taking control of Spike as well. What looks so dominant for Crew, they're starting to let this slip. Look at that. Guess they tried to do it with a Hunter's Fury, but
yeah,
that's not going to help too much when you're still dashing into the unknown.
All right, last round of the first half. Does Crew make it to 9-3, or does Loud continue their momentum? Back to basically pistol round strat here with a little bit of speed. We would actually normally see Mazzino up here with Dante at this point, but they're going to change it up. They're going to change it up, and so does Luke Show to push out a B for one of the first times.
The timeout was Luke Show, please activate.
Yeah. Verdi seems to have cleaned off the scope as well.
The lurk maybe from, I mean, everything's being watched, actually. This is quite nice. Beautiful defensive round coming out from Loud this time around. With Luke Show pushing out alone, you still had Verdi watching the spawn side so he could focus on fighting towards the B link. Adds up for a second kill. Looking for another flawless.
Yeah.
The end of half with a flawless round for Luke Show and the rest of Loud, committing 4 rounds in a row in their favor. That is a great way to kick things off on the second half.
Really great stuff coming out of Loud to end that one, and it's a big ups to that timeout coming from Loud's leader, actual coach leader, to make sure that they could get these rounds. We'll see if they can continue the momentum as we come back from the break after this.
Hey, that's what I'm looking for another.
We are back. 8-4 here at Crew's first half on the attack side. They gain a lot of rounds. Now as they move to defense, Loud needs to bring out all the stops here to put up a good half. And starting on pistol round would be the best way to go about it.
When KRU actually got that victory against MIBR to get the 13-1 on Ascent, 11 of those rounds were on the defensive side. And the value here that KRU has by playing this Yoru in the comp was how fast they're able to get aggression and fast rotates. You're always going to have like a 3-person push somewhere, fast TP on one end to support. If you're looking at it, at least from this point of view, looks like it's a support towards the A side. You want to play a retake towards B. So recon now towards tiles, try to get some info on that spot, get Kesnet down that line, and see if you need to fast rotate somewhere else. But early aggression comes out from B.
And from Cat, oh, another peek? Yeah, Verdi's gonna let him know that wasn't the play. And the Sheriffs ring out across the map as we have one drop on each side. Some good damage done as well to a few more members. And we'll reset this one to see where the teams go.
I mean, at this point, it just becomes a duel. That's right. There's no util left on either end. They're not even waiting for the next wave of recons. Let's just swing and fight. And KRU takes the advantage.
KRU, they were about to peek out mid. Shy actually pulled back. I think the team called, hey, numbers up. We don't need to peek. That fateful calm that everybody remembers at one point or another. But Spike's still waiting. Mazzino takes another one down as they're keeping this death ball towards mid for a fast rotation, or at least a rotation to either site with the full team.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Staying as a group. No TPs left, play retake elsewhere. And now with the knife that they just heard and this trip about to break, it's unbreakable at least to start, and there you go. Now they know the hit's coming towards this A site.
Oh, lots of feet.
Last player standing.
Oh, wow. They take down that door so quick. Robbie, though, playing the generator. Plays the right side, knows he's gonna be behind him, and it's the back and forth from Melzer that trips up Robbie in the moment, and KRU walk away with the pistol in second half.
Yeah, even if they got the first blood from Loud, there was an instant trade that came out from Mazzino towards middle. That was still a nice shot, though, through that door. But again, just on a 4-on-4 in the mid round, KRU just decides to re-aggress because they already had players with forward position towards M1 and Catwalk. You've already, in the game plan, forfeited the extremity, so make sure that you at least cover your bases on middle. They did that perfectly. And they're able to get that nice little retake towards the end. No buys coming in from Loud because they couldn't get the plant. Mazzino able to avoid the little ping from the drone, or from the dart rather.
Yeah.
That'll slow things down, and we go back to basics here for Loud. Try to get these orbs up, try to get Robbie PK into the next Hunter's Fury.
33 HP there. What a hit from the first shot, that shock dart.
Scanning ahead.
Will they keep moving into the site? Yeah, they will. They're gonna play it slow, but this pressure now from KRU is gonna say, hey, we have nothing at A. Where could they be? Maybe mid. And KRU's keeping a default defense here.
Cage trigger.
Just because Catwalk's still open, pretty much, so you want to stay a little bit more passively towards the A side. You still have trips for information in the camera to look at the info as the hit actually ensues from Loud rather into the B site.
Should be pretty clean.
Spike planted.
A lot of classics in sight. They just have to make sure they don't get collided by 2 or 3 people. Not collided, but taken down all at the same time. Robbie BK falls. The rest of the team starts to flood in. Kesnet with this Sheriff to switch back to the Stinger if he wants. There's the frags coming in, and they swarm onto Loud inside the site. Flawless round for KRU.
Kesnet laughing the whole time too. Just feeling it right now on the retake.
Blow him a kiss. He's like, I love you. There it is.
Flawless.
Side eye.
Well,
It's like you saw that camera.
And now the bonus round too after a flawless. Remember what they brought into that previous round? You had the Marshall at least for you had a Marshall at least for one of the players. And that was Dante. The rest of them are still trying to play with close range weapons, and you saw the position they were doing into the anti-eco. You had players pushed all the way up between one-way smokes. That was actually Melzer with the judge. And they'll try it again because there was no pressure coming out from Loud in the beginning of that previous round.
Yeah.
So they go back with that same smoke, putting the judge under that one-way. You have the knife here that actually doesn't really spot Melzer, so he still has a pristine position just under that area.
Dante, Marshall peek towards mid.
Blocking sight.
Oh, right into the wall. He's safe. He's safe. Just got caught, stubbed his toe for a moment here.
Still did some damage though. Kawanzin's
Yeah.
lightly tagged out of that one. So you'll take that advantage for the chip damage.
Ooh, going all the way back, and they're going to insert Luke Show here to see for a moment if there's any more audio that they can catch before they commit towards this A side. I wonder if they split or they're all just going to crash through here. Yeah, they're going to crash through towards A.
Looks like a crash, which would be kind of good because Melzer's rotated away from his position with the judge, so he's not going to be able to help out Dante in that spot. And also, you see here from Loud, they wait till this moment because there's no gate crash to support for the fast rotate. So Loud could come in and go for a plan as soon as they close this door.
30 seconds left.
And with 5 players still alive in the post plan, that's a great start at least on your attack side for this round.
Luke Show hasn't been known as well. They got to expect him coming from somewhere. It's actually Shy looking for him as the fight in the site starts. Mazzino with 1. Can they convert? This 5v4 on the lower buy is the question. Oh my God. Dante with 2 shares, Mazzino with another. How in the world does KRU come up with these rounds and they know exactly where Luke Show is now? Mazzino with the 3K. KRU push it to 11.
Bonus round converted on the side of KRU. Loud tried to go for the heroic play. A pop flash from Kawanzin for one player only, to slide through the door and try to punish towards tree. When already you've had an open site to take on your attack side, you only commit 1 player for the super play to not allow the flood retake to happen. Slowly but surely, those numbers dwindling down, and KRU just goes for the full drop all the way from heaven to pick everybody off. A misplay again coming out from Loud, unfortunately.
They set back up the same, and now on either side of the wall, Pancata and Melzer feet away. Flashes in. Dante's gonna have to make some crazy moves to get out of this one or get himself to safety. Oh my God, they do! They stay alive by protecting each other. The Hunter's Fury as well as causing chaos all the way from spawn as they were ready for any play across the map here in round 16.
All right, Riv, what type of podcast do you want to start talking about? We have a minute here on the clock.
Okay. Let's talk about Splash X.
Now available in your store.
Perfect. I love it. Oh, God, the
And
timing.
you ditch.
You're kidding. You're kidding. He sits him right down. And
Which
it's
is-
12 for KRU.
Again, quite surprising, though, because at this minute mark, the reason I was just joking around for us to do this podcast was you need that weapon going into the next round.
Yeah.
Despite you going on a 1 versus 4, 1 versus 5, whatever, you got to save that weapon. Don't close that gap towards that A site where everybody died in the first place. Move back towards a spawn, go somewhere at least. You've done such a great job on your defensive side for Luke Show in the past since that timeout to get great value out of your Phantom. And this time around, you're moving into backs against the wall, series point for KRU, and you have nothing but a Sheriff to work with around the rest of the low buy that KRU is bringing, Loud is currently bringing into round 17.
I'm loving the ankle breaking that Dante's doing. Very Foxy 9-esque jet style play, just dashing in, swinging around, breaking crosshairs, and the team can follow, but so can Dante, which is the crazy part. He's still getting the win result in a lot of those instances.
Yeah, I mean, Keza was there to support him too when he
Yeah.
was going away, and then they double swing out for the fight. I mean,
Hunter's
it works
Fury.
out. Yeah, everything worked out. Just how good Mazzino's played in the first pistol and anti-eco.
Hasn't it? On to Pancata. They begin what could be that game point round, and it's going to be just a step forward from Dante. Leaving no chance for the side of Loud. Robbie, BK, and Luke Show now walking the tightrope of this third map as they try to get in.
Last player standing.
Up to the IGL in a 5-on-1. Guardian. Maybe he could repeat what Melzer did a long time ago. Head to head against Shy. With 13 seconds left, though, camera sees him, and it's over.
Crew against Loud get even louder, and they find the win here on the third map of Ascent.
Oh, look, we're feeding in with the Crew. Big victory towards the end, though, for Crew, continuing to take the lead off the rivalry, adding another one to the tally on their side, where Loud has only picked up one so far since kickoff in 2025. Bringing in these new players in for Loud, you still had some sort of hope, some sort of good luck, though,
Yeah.
on that side of how they currently played with Verdi and Luke Show. I mean, everybody really had moments where they stepped under the plate. Remember that second map where you had an ace coming out from Luke Show, an ace coming out here from Robbie BK as well. But it's just not enough in terms of the preparation that they had in the third map of Ascent against Crew. Crew had a great defense, a great attack, and even if you had some preparation against Crew's defense, you still faltered because it looked like they could do no mistakes on the side of Crew on how they set up on these trades, these hits, this double duelist, the Hunter's Fury to support.
And the community weren't the only ones to see that the sky wasn't working.
Yeah.
And it's like riding a bike for the duelist, for Kesnet to go back onto this race, for Dante to be in here playing amongst another duelist in his rookie stage. They seem to gel so well together.